When betrayal begins, it doesn't start with confessions. It starts with conversation. The words she uses begin to shift. The tone changes. Her phrases become softer, shorter, but oddly detached. She starts using language as camouflage, not communication. And because her sentences sound normal, most men never notice the meaning behind them. As Dr. Alina Rose explains, women rarely lie directly. They hide truth inside innocence. What she says may seem harmless, but if you listen closely, her words carry a new rhythm, one shaped by guilt, anxiety, and emotional distance. These phrases don't prove infidelity by themselves, but they reveal when her heart has begun to live elsewhere. The first phrase is, "I just need some time for myself." At first it sounds mature. Everyone needs personal space. But when a woman starts using it repeatedly, with a tone of finality rather than peace, it's no longer self-care, it's separation. She's creating emotional distance under the disguise of independence. You'll notice how her me time increases, how it always seems to fall into the same windows of time, and how her return feels different, calmer but colder. It's not that she's lying outright. It's that she's using solitude to hide connection elsewhere. In psychology, this is called displacement. She justifies secrecy by naming it as growth. But peace doesn't hide. When she needs space to breathe, she'll still return warmer. When she needs space to cheat, she returns quieter. The second phrase is, "You're being paranoid." It's her shield against your intuition. A faithful woman calms your concern with reassurance. A guilty woman shames it. This phrase flips the focus from her actions to your emotions, making you question your own instincts. She knows that if she can convince you that you're insecure, you'll stop asking questions. Dr. Alina Rose calls this emotional gaslighting, a subtle manipulation designed to protect deceit. You'll notice her tone change when she says it. Defensive, mocking, dismissive. It's not the words alone, but the way they're delivered. When a woman tells you you're paranoid, she's not protecting her peace. She's protecting her secret. The third phrase is, "You deserve someone better." It sounds selfless, even noble, but in reality, it's emotional preparation for departure. A guilty woman often feels the need to rewrite the story before leaving. By framing herself as the problem, she absolves herself of guilt and sets the emotional stage for her exit. She's not giving you a gift. She's giving herself permission. This phrase is her subconscious way of easing guilt before she acts or after she's already acted. A loyal woman fights to stay and repair. A guilty woman gives speeches about letting you go. Don't be fooled by softness. Guilt often speaks in gentleness. The fourth phrase is, "You're too good for me." It's almost identical to the previous one, but carries deeper psychology. When she says this, she's not admiring you. She's distancing herself. It's her way of lowering your expectations while raising her freedom. In her mind, this confession makes her betrayal seem justified. She convinces herself that she doesn't deserve your loyalty, and that thought becomes her excuse to break it. You'll hear this phrase in moments of vulnerability, late at night, during calm conversations, after small arguments. It's not humility, it's confession wrapped in self-pity. She's telling you she's already detached, but in a way that makes her seem kind instead of cold. The fifth phrase is, "It's not what you think." When a woman says this, she's not denying, she's buying time. This is the most common defensive phrase when her secret is on the verge of exposure. Her tone becomes rushed, her breathing changes, and she focuses more on calming you than explaining herself. The logic of the situation doesn't matter. It's about control. She needs to keep you emotionally off balance so she can rebuild her cover story. In female psychology, this moment is called narrative repair. When the mind scrambles to rewrite events fast enough to keep the lie alive, you can always tell because her explanations come too quickly, too neatly, and often contradict themselves a few minutes later. The sixth phrase is, "He's just a friend." These 4 words have burned down more relationships than any confession ever could. Friendship is often the cover for emotional affairs, the kind that don't start with physical intimacy, but emotional dependency. She'll say his name casually, include him in harmless stories, and make sure he sounds ordinary enough to erase suspicion. But if you look closely, The friend becomes a recurring character, always present, always praised, always available when she's not. The danger isn't in the phrase, it's in the frequency. When she defends this friendship more passionately than she defends your relationship, it's no longer innocent. Loyalty never hides behind friendship, only guilt does. The seventh phrase is, "I'm just not happy anymore." This one is the quiet conclusion. By the time she says it, the emotional affair is often complete. It's the language of detachment disguised as reflection. She's not trying to fix things, she's justifying why she's moving on. This phrase turns her choices into reactions. She makes it seem like the unhappiness happened to her rather than something she created. That's how guilt rewrites the story. I didn't betray you. I followed my heart. But unhappiness is never an excuse for deception. When she says this after weeks of distance, secrecy, and defensiveness, she's not expressing a feeling, she's delivering the softest version of goodbye. Dr. Alina Rose explains that when women lie, their voices soften, their words grow careful, and their tone becomes practiced. They don't shout their secrets, they whisper them between excuses. The danger for men is not what she says, but how easily her calmness disarms you. Guilt has rhythm. Once you know it, you can hear it even in silence. So listen differently, not with suspicion, but with awareness. Don't fight her phrases, observe them. Watch her tone, her eyes, her timing. Because the truth isn't hidden behind anger. It's hidden behind calm. When her words start sounding peaceful, while her presence feels distant, understand this. Peace is not always honesty. Sometimes it's the quietest form of goodbye.